back to another episode of Baseball in the Bible. I'm Riker, and that's my dad, and we're joined with a special guest today, my uncle, Jordan.
Welcome to the pod.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah, Uncle Jordan's here, and he's got a specific set of skills that we're going to get into later in the episode.
Quite the history.
Quite a story. That some of them we didn't even know until we were talking about.
Yeah, we just found out about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, so we're going to get into some of that later on. But first, we're going to do something because baseball season is right around the corner. Just a few weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting, spring training starting, and all that stuff. So we want to make sure we're setting the stage for the major league season. And we're going to start today with every week we'll break down a division. And we'll go through, make our picks, playoff picks, division winners, wild card, all that kind of stuff. And then do our final picks toward the end there as we get ready for the season to start. So we're going to start that today. And Jordan, while he has a specific set of skills that we're going to talk about later, he also has another set of skills in that he's a big Rangers fan.
Yeah.
So because of that, we're going to start with the AL West today.
Yeah, that's fitting.
So we're going to make our picks for the AL West. Okay. If you guys remember, who won last year? Who won the division?
Team that's going to do it again, unfortunately.
Okay. Mariners, yeah. And there was a wild card out of that division?
Yeah, that was Houston.
Yeah.
And sadly, Rangers didn't pull it out.
Third place.
And it doesn't look like they're doing it again this year.
All right, well, Riker's kind of hinting at what he thinks, and you're hinting at what you think. Let's talk about some of the offseason moves. Anything that jumps out at you? Anything that you can say that anybody in the AL West? We obviously didn't mention the Angels and the A's, but for good reason.
Well, I mean, you talked about it last episode that I listened to with Brandon Nimmo coming in. Trying to
big one.
Fill Simeon's shoes. Keep reading the stuff about, the clubhouse kind of falling apart there for the Rangers, which is sad because it seems like that 2023 run was so, like, it had a lot to do with
the players,
the chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of went south in less than 2 years, which is kind of crazy. And then, I mean, I think that's why I like the Mariners, is because they're that young team that doesn't know any better. They just go out and play. And
but I'm concerned for them because now they do know better. And I just think I do not think it's as much of a lockdown as everybody's.
Okay, so hold on. So we've
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm leaning another direction.
I like how he grouped me in the same team as the legend.
The legend.
The unsung hero that is my uncle.
Well, we'll get into that. So we have the Nimmo trade. What other things? Riker, you talk about the one, because this is the one that is hurting your soul. The person that left the Rangers.
Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one.
We needed him.
What's crazy
we have, the World Series in 2023 isn't really won, or is not as close. I don't think we won it without Garcia, to be fully honest.
Hands down. I think that's fair.
Yeah, we needed him.
Yeah.
The way he struggled there towards the end, Philly fans are not going to put up with that. I was a little shocked that's where he ended up.
Yeah, it tells you that there couldn't have been. I mean, that's a good team. So if he's, but it's just a weird dynamic for him to be there. It really is. But it is a good team. So I'm pulling for him. I hope that he does well. But I do. He was struggling, so we'll see.
It's crazy because growing up a Rangers fan in the 90s, the late 90s, we had those really good teams, 96, 98, 99. But we ran into those historic Yankees teams in the first round, and I don't know that we won a game. We might have gotten swept all 3 years. I can't remember. Maybe we got one. But the knock on those early 2000s teams that were awful was nobody wanted to come to Texas and pitch in the heat. We got the bats. Nobody wants to pitch Texas in the heat. Now it's kind of flip-flopped where there's less questions about the rotation in the bullpen. Now it's offensive questions. When you had those historic lineups with, Gonzo and Pudge and...
Which is why. Okay, I don't want to jump my hand. Reveal my hand, but that's why. And I'm St. Louis, so I'm not a Rangers homer in any way. But I
do like St. Louis too, if you couldn't tell by what I'm wearing.
I am picking the Rangers to win the division.
No, okay.
Really?
I can't agree with you on that though.
I am.
So what do you think carries them? Is it the pitching or is it the offense?
It's the pitching.
Okay.
But I think DeGrom's going to stay healthy. The pitching is set. I think they lost Merrill Kelly, but that wasn't a big deal there that they. I don't think.
You think Nimmo and
Seager
can do that much?
What? I mean,
I'm the only reason I'm saying this is I'm pushing all my chips in on Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter, and I think between those two guys and Nimmo in the outfield, I think you've got a really potentially studly outfield.
Yeah.
You're forgetting the big bullpen signing,
which was I'm looking up to see. Remind me who that was.
Tyler Alexander. Now that is a homer pick because
I was like,
when I was getting my athletic training degree at TCU, I did a rotation with TCU baseball in 2014, and he was on that team with Brandon Finnegan, if you remember that name.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that name?
I'm gonna act like I do.
So Brandon Finnegan was on that team that we went to the College World Series in 2014.
Okay.
TCU.
He got
Yeah,
drafted.
and I have that ring actually right now on me.
So he got drafted by the Royals, blew through the minor leagues, and they pulled him up, and he pitched in the 2014 World Series. So he's the only player in baseball history to pitch in the College World Series, in the MLB World Series in the same year.
I think I did remember hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So he played on the same team with
Tyler
Alexander,
yep.
The wild card in the bullpen that I
just a great human that I'll root for any day.
Okay, they did lose. I mean, they lost. I think. I mean, the Phil Maton in the bullpen, but I mean, the biggest one is just does the Nimmo Simeon thing work out for the Rangers or doesn't?
How much is left on Nimmo's deal? Do you know off the top of your head?
We talked about it. I mean, I think it's still pretty significant.
Couple years, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know
if
this was going to be like a trial run and then
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think there's at least a couple years in it. I'm looking at what the Mariners did since we're talking about them. I mean, they did re-sign Josh Naylor, which is a big deal. They got Rob Refsnyder, Andrew Kisner, former Cardinal backup catcher. That's the thing. Can Cal Riley
maintain?
I don't think he can have that kind of a season again this year. And what does that do to the offense? They did lose Polanco too.
Oh, they lost Polanco?
Yeah, he went to the Mets.
He has there was one game against.
Well, in the playoffs he was great. I don't. His regular season wasn't.
Yeah, but
that great.
Playoffs
he was lights out. Yeah, but can Cal repeat what he did last year?
Repeat? No, but
still be great.
Right.
Live up?
I mean,
we'll see. It was, we'll see. I hope so because I like him, and I'm always pulling for catchers to hit bombs. But
yeah,
it was so abnormal, and even him, he was kind of a no-name guy
right
until last year. So, is it a flash in the pan, or can he do it again with Julio Rodriguez? You know what you get. He's going to be great.
So let's talk Astros for a second because. They were the other playoff team. They're the veteran team.
Let's move through this quick.
Do you let the experience?
I think so. It hasn't, as of the filming of this episode, Framber Valdez has not. It looks like he's leaving. And if he leaves, I just think that's a big, big blow. From everything I've been reading, he's not going back there. Somewhere else is going to get him. So I just think that's a big blow to them. So.
Yeah,
I think the long nightmare, national nightmare that has been the Houston Astros in the playoffs is finally coming to an end. this year. See, I hated them from the time when they used to be in the National League
Right.
Central. So they've always been a rival of the Cardinals. So it's easy for me to show them dislike now that they're a rival of the Rangers. But I think it's over. I think the run is over. I think Altuve gets hurt.
So we're not allowed to talk 2005 then.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Unless you want
That's my 2011.
Unless you want to talk about Game 5.
That's my
against
2011.
Brad Lidge, but Google that.
Yes.
You want to Google
if you want to see
the best home run I've ever. The only home run. Obviously, Riker wasn't born at that time.
Wasn't even a thought.
It was late on a Monday night. It's the only home run that I've ever woken up Jen for.
Oh yeah, you told me.
She was asleep. I had to talk to somebody about that.
Hold on. You woke her up to tell her about it?
Yes.
Or she woke up from you screaming?
Both. I was screaming all the way down the hallway, and I woke her up to say that Albert Pujols had just
like screaming at your top of the lungs.
That was the most, even more than the World Series wins. For some reason, that home run, because they were down to on the road to the Astros, bottom of the ninth against Brad Lidge, who had been lights out. I don't know how we're getting on this conversation, but
it's Astros hate. That's how
Astros, and Albert hit that home. If you Google it, the crowd is going nuts. And it's the most quiet stadium you'll ever hear after a home run because it just went silent.
To me, that cemented, like, Pujols was a household name, but you think Pujols, you think that home run.
Man, that was a great home run.
Anyway, enough Cardinals.
I want to go home and Google that right now.
Enough Cardinals.
You have to show it when we get home.
All right, I'll show it to you. So I think the Astros are right. So we've looked through. I'm looking through the things we mentioned. Again, I think of any of the teams, Seattle has probably done the most to try to, protect what they had and build on it a little bit. But nobody's done anything super flashy. Angels and the A's have really done nothing. I mean, the A's actually did sign, which was
they got some bullpen stuff, didn't they?
They got some bullpen stuff, and then they signed or made a trade.
Whoa.
For Jeff McNeil with the Mets too, which he's not a bad player, but it's just weird that the A's made a trade for somebody because they're always giving away their young, their whoever they had that's good to get young talent back. So it's weird to get an older.
I mean,
player.
I think that they're looking for that veteran leadership in the clubhouse. That's all that boils down to, because that is a young roster.
Young too, and they do have some good. They do have some young.
But they don't. But they don't have the established core.
No,
like the Rangers have the established core.
I think they'll finish I think they'll beat the Angels. For some reason, that is hard. I think the Angels could bring up.
Well, don't make fun of the A's too much because you do have a McGuire A's jersey up right behind.
We do. We have the AL West theme going on here. We'll get into this jersey in a little bit, but we have Nolan for the Astros, McGuire from the A's jersey. It is a beautiful jersey.
Yes,
that's from the '89 World Series there, but. So let's make our pick. So I'm going to go Rangers win the division. I still say two teams get in. Rangers win the division because they're playing over their potential. Seattle plays a little bit under, still is a wild card. Astros finish third. They're out. A's, Angels. That's my pick.
Okay.
What you got?
I have to. Dad has actually somehow persuaded me.
Flip flopper.
I'm not putting the Rangers in. I'm putting
them
in
who gets
the wild.
division?
Yeah, I think Mariners get division.
Okay.
But I do think Dad's reasoning does make a little sense. And I do think it's not that they have necessarily the best team in that division at all. I'm just saying they probably beat out the Rangers. Or not the Rangers, the Astros. Sorry.
Well, but that's still not good. Again, yet we haven't got into the other divisions yet, but not to go too far down the road. But, like in the Central, I'm thinking, because there's 7 teams now. I can't see. I'm thinking 2-2-3 is what I'll say in each. I can't
2 West, 2 Central,
and
3 East.
That's what happened last year. I still think it kind of
disagree.
plays out that way. I don't think you're getting 3 out of the West. I just don't see that happening, and I don't see 3. The question really is, do you get? Because I'm believing that Baltimore, not to get into the East yet, but you could almost make a case that you might get 4 out of the East.
So
loaded.
So before we jump away from the West and give a little bit of so for me, I'm Mariners get the division.
Okay.
And then I think, as the athletic trainer, who stays the healthiest? Because 162 is a grunt.
Which scares me with the Rangers, but
And that's what gets me. That's why, as much as I want them to do well, can they stay healthy?
We can't have Langford or Nimmo again.
Well, Langford gets hurt a lot. Evan Carter gets hurt a lot, and then the DeGrom one scares you.
See, now you're changing my mind.
No, I'm sticking with it. I'm just saying there are years where things all kind of come together. I'm saying this is that year.
So I'm saying flip a coin between.
But the wild card that we haven't mentioned in all of this is the new manager. I know Bruce Bochy's a legend, but I am a Skip Schumacher fan, and I believe he is going to turn the Rangers around.
So some insider information, to jump ahead. My ties to professional baseball include the Miami Marlins organization.
Right.
My boss, so to speak, my last season with the Marlins, that was 2020. He eventually got to the big leagues with the Marlins and raves about Skip Schumacher.
Yep.
He got a promotion, a better job. He's now with the Rangers organization, and the fact that Skip came over, I completely forgot about that. I might.
I'm getting.
You're just campaigning over here.
Reasoning though.
All right, so Skip Schumacher is also a wild card. So you're sticking with the Mariners, or are you?
I'm sticking with the Mariners for the division.
Okay.
I have to agree, and I also do agree on, because of health, coin flip between Rangers, Astros.
Okay.
See,
I've made my picks. Are you?
I'm
solidifying.
I'm solidifying the Rangers.
Well, I'm a Rangers fan.
I'm with you. I think it's 2 out of the West, 2 out of the Central, and then
3 out of the East.
3 out of the East. Potential for 4.
Yeah. So all right. So we've got the same teams in. I've got Rangers winning, Seattle win as a wild card, and you both have Seattle winning with the Rangers. Yours makes more sense, honestly, but I'm betting on
health.
No, I'm betting on Seattle can't. Seattle is not a
flash
team.
in the pan.
I'm betting on Seattle as a flash in the pan.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the young core is there.
We will see.
And I love it because you think about, you take any sport and you think, what was the team that should have won but didn't? And you think about that 2001 Mariners team.
Yeah.
I would also still dream
2004 Cardinals.
Also, 13 years before I was born. I wasn't a thought.
That was a good team, the 2001.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. All right, so there's our picks. Feel free to agree or disagree.
And roast.
Give us your opinions. Now we're going to get into, before we follow up with Jordan here on his baseball history, we're going to do our devotion. So
yes.
We're going to read a pretty awesome story
this is
in our book that we've been reading. So everybody sit down and grab a cozy up to the fire and listen to Riker as he reads
1-minute devotions for young baseball players.
Yep. All right, read it for us. The story of Parker Byrd.
Yep. Chapter 23. Why not me? The verse, not the verse of the week necessarily, but a verse.
Yeah, you're getting bonus verses this week, so it's
Yeah, I mean, y'all are getting extra, so. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. At just 14, Parker Byrd had already committed to East Carolina University to play shortstop. But before he could even start college ball, a freak accident threatened to end his dream. During a boat day with his new college teammates, Byrd was thrown off a towable tube into the river. As he grabbed the rope to pull himself back into the boat, the driver accidentally shifted into reverse. The rope caught in the propeller and yanked Byrd underwater. The spinning blades cut both of his legs, causing severe damage to his right one. Doctors laid out two options. They could try to save Byrd's right leg, which would be risky, or they could amputate it, which is safer, but likely meant giving up baseball. Byrd chose amputation. In an interview, he remembered thinking, if baseball is not meant to be, God has a bigger plan for me. Wow, that's faith right there. Byrd endured 22 surgeries, and recovery took months. Looking back, he said, it's hard to see God's plan because you kind of have that why me mindset. But at some point, Byrd made a choice. He flipped the question and started asking, why not me? The why not me mindset is about recognizing that everyone goes through hard things and believing that God can bring you good from them. The mental shift was key to Byrd's comeback. In February 2024, he made history as the first NCAA Division I baseball player to take the field with a prosthetic leg. Just over a year later, he drilled a ground ball for his first
Collegiate
hit. Thank you. As he ran back to the dugout, his smile said it all. Not even an injury like his could steal that kind of joy. Romans 8:28 reminds us that God doesn't waste our pain or hardest moments. He can bring something good out of anything. Byrd couldn't control what happened, but he could control how he responded. He accepted his new situation, trusted God's plan, and let his pain unlock a purpose he never saw coming. We all face moments that don't make sense and aren't easy, but choosing a why not me mindset and inviting God to work through it can lead to good you never saw coming. That's our story. The verse, once again, is Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose.
Yeah.
Insane
Awesome
story.
right?
Yeah, it's
And if y'all had seen my live reaction while pre-reading this, jaw dropped the whole way. So
pretty cool. He is a senior right now
at MLB
at East Carolina. Well, again, whatever happens, even if his career is over right now, it doesn't matter. He's already defied the odds and done just unbelievable. So the fact that it's not like he's on a Division I program and a nationally ranked program. I think they were top 25.
They're always a conference contender for
so
sure.
He's playing with studs, and just an incredible story. And so the fact that he did it, I'll just we've reached out to him to be on the pod. So hopefully, if you see this, share it. Put pressure on Parker Byrd to come join us.
Yeah, and it's fitting our 1 in a million odds, kind of.
But it's just a crazy story. Had you heard of him?
Yeah. Obviously, I got chills when I saw his base hit.
Another thing worth looking up if you haven't seen that video.
I haven't.
I mean, it's the most routine, run of the mill.
Yeah.
I think it was a 3-4 hole, but I've never been so emotional watching the most routine hit because, as an athletic trainer and someone who has cerebral palsy, so I have some physical difficulties in my life. Nothing like double amputee, but like I had a big surgery where they broke my femur. So I've had a grueling rehab. Like
another thing I didn't know.
To learn about, like, to just think about what he went through to get his body to be able to play that level of baseball again as a double amputee is...
Not a double amputee. It was just...
just the right?
Just the right.
Okay.
But still.
I mean...
But,
yeah.
But, I think in the devotion there, and even from what reading a little bit about him, that whole just the why not me thing instead of the why me mentality would be very easy to fall into. Again, we do it for far less
Simple
things.
stuff.
Yeah. And
Why'd my car break down?
why me, God? Why are you punishing me? And here's this guy going through that, and just that it's just the nothing changed in his situation, and the reality of it is just that mindset change
Right.
to say, instead of why me, why not me? And that goes for any of us, whatever trials and struggles that we're facing, whatever difficulties, why not me? Why can't I be these guys on the wall or any of that?
This whole premise just reminds me of Soul on Fire. That movie.
I do.
Which, yeah, we went to go see it. But if y'all haven't seen Soul on Fire, it's a really good movie. It's the same kind of
movie reviews now.
No, but it's just I recommend it.
Okay. It is a good movie, and it's a great story. Again, there's all kinds of stories of people that have faced adversity and risen above it. And there's just as many stories, probably more stories of people that faced little adversity and succumbed to it. Again, we're all guilty of that on a daily basis. So, crazy story. Look up Parker Byrd. Tell him you want him to be on the Baseball in the Bible podcast. Okay, we got a transition. Again, we brought Jordan here not just to talk about the Rangers, but because of his extensive background in physical training and all of the cool places that it's taken him through him and his Hall of Fame dad. So he's just going to share, share a little bit about your journey as a physical trainer.
So I'm a second generation athletic trainer. My dad, graduated from University of Texas in 1975. The next year, the state of Texas required athletic trainers to have a license. So the head trainer at UT at the time made some calls, and long story short, my dad ended up in AA San Antonio for the Rangers. Then I think they might have moved to Tulsa while he was still in AA. Fun fact, end of the season, the game has changed. You can't do this anymore. But the manager says, I'm going to play an inning. Pitching coach says, well, heck, I want to play an inning. My dad goes, what about me? So if you look at my dad on Baseball Reference, he played one AA game. Went 0 for 4 with a walk, I think. So we'll have to look that up and
okay.
Throw the graphic up right here.
Baseball Reference. Okay.
But so he got to the big leagues in 1984 and was there until 2002. And then starting in 2004, he took over as the baseball trainer for TCU.
Yeah.
Where he's still there today. This is year 50 as a certified athletic trainer for him.
Wow.
So that being said, because he's at TCU, that's where I went to school, got my undergrad degree in athletic training, moved on to Northwestern State in Louisiana, worked with the softball team for 2 years. At the time I knew, so this was 2015 and 2016, and I knew I wanted to follow my dad into professional baseball. So the Red Sox offered an internship program where they took certified athletic trainers and put them with a full-time athletic trainer at all their minor league affiliates.
Oh.
So I graduated in December from Northwestern State with my master's degree in sport administration, rolled up to Red Sox spring training in Fort Myers, Florida, where kind of got to know me more, worked with different certified athletic trainers, and eventually got selected to go to Greenville, South Carolina, which before they restructured the minor leagues was their low A affiliate in 2017. It was unbelievable just seeing the grind. So that level, we played 140 games in a season. We played 140 games in 168 days
No.
from the first week of April till Labor Day. You do the math.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, we won the first half of the playoffs. First half of the season, so we were going to the playoffs. Then we played, I think it was 2-3 game series, and ended up winning it all. So that was my first.
So that's the ring you get on there.
It's probably my most special ring, just because of the brothers you come out. I mean, you're with the same people for that long. I mean, so that was an internship year. Parlayed that into a full-time gig with the Marlins starting in 2018, where I covered their short season affiliate. So this is where you have spring training for the minor leagues. It's the first week of March. Basically, it's the whole month of March. So your AAA and AA and A-ball guys will go first week of April to their affiliate sites. Short season, you stay at the complex, the spring training complex, for another 6 weeks.
Okay.
And it's spring training all over again. You have workouts in the morning. You play a game. So where we were in Jupiter, we played the Mets, shared with your Cardinals, and the Astros were in West Palm.
Yeah, we let you share.
Yeah. Excuse me. And the Nationals split with the Astros. So we rotate between those teams. The worst was having to jump on a bus and go to Port St. Lucie because it was 55 minutes away and not the best facilities. But after that, so right around Father's Day, I went up to upstate New York, Batavia, New York, and we played 70 games. So I did that 18 and 19, was about to do that in 20 when the world shut down.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to pay for minor leagues and figuring out, like, let's focus on the MLB moneymakers, right? They knew they were restructuring the minor league. Short season doesn't exist anymore. So my position just got eliminated. My contract didn't get renewed, which it's fine. Because while I was home here in Texas for the non-season, I met my wife online, and realized I didn't want to be away from her 7 months out of the year like you are when you work in professional baseball. So,
which is how you became part of our family.
Yes, married into the
greatest decision you've ever made.
The Dotsons. So,
Imagine you wouldn't be there, right? You would be here right now.
Right. So then,
instead of being in some MLB clubhouse right now,
you're here.
So now working at a high school here in the DFW Metroplex, and love it. Never in my wildest dreams. If you would have told me in 2014 when I was finishing up my athletic training degree that I'd be working at a high school, I said no, I'd be in the MLB by now, or at least AAA by now. This would have been year 8. Well, at least AAA. God's funny, ain't he?
God's funny. Yeah. So, and you also, you're not at DeSoto anymore, but you were at DeSoto.
I was.
We've talked in previous episodes about, our connections with getting some of the swag. You are our inside connection and our hookup from DeSoto. So.
You also are an advocate DeSoto, just like her. I said just like her because I didn't want to.
I was very conflicted,
sitting
in that game.
His wife works at South Lake, yeah.
But I had good people on that side. Doc Young, who sent Riker the letter, was
yes. Thank you so much again for that.
One of the best men I've ever worked for. I grew so much in 2 years as an athletic trainer, and as a dad, really, because that's where I was working when Parker was born. So had my stepson Harrison. He was 3 when I met him. I didn't know how to do the newborn stuff. So the sickness and all the things, it was like, hey, Doc Young, I got this. I got to go. He's a family first guy and a man of faith, and it was a good spot. He prepped me for my job now, where I'm the head athletic trainer at a school. And
awesome. Well, if you would share, so you've got quite a journey, and through your dad and through your connections, you've been in some cool clubhouses.
Yeah, so
So there's one in particular that Riker got really excited about with this man right here that you got there.
so Dad being with the Rangers in the early 90s, he was Nolan's athletic trainer. Funny enough, my parents still get a Christmas card from the Ryan family every year. I'll have to dig it out and find it for you, but he was his athletic trainer in 93, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Seattle. Nolan's mid 40s at this point. Late in the game, he threw a pitch, kind of, winced, moved his forearm. It didn't look right.
Yeah.
He gets the ball back, walking around the mound. The manager, tells my dad, Dad knew he was about to have to go out there, so Dad jogs out there, and Nolan didn't say much. He just said, "Weedy," nickname everybody calls my dad, "Weedy, it's gone. I'm done." So, I mean, it's kind of cool, sucks that that's how it ended, but
yeah.
Dad was the first to know, and as we were talking about before we started recording, if you've seen the Facing Nolan, if you've seen the clip of that last pitch, the guy who runs out in a polo and a hat with a killer mustache, he tells Dad, "I'm done," and Dad realizes the gravity that it's over. So Dad he turns to say something to the manager in the dugout, doesn't really say it, looks back at Nolan, and then he just kind of beelines it out of there, because that's it. The game's over for Nolan. So he wanted Nolan to have his moment. So Nolan, walked off into the dugout.
We got a picture here that we want to show.
Yeah,
And what is this picture of with you? It's you meeting Nolan.
So, my dad being with the organization as long as he was, there were still people in the organization. Richard Price is his name. In 2010, he used to, all the years there, he would run the umpire's locker room. In 2010, he took over the home clubhouse. Just in talking to my dad, like, either of your boys, me or my older brother, want to come work, let me know. Heck yeah. So I served in a fill-in role as a clubhouse attendant, various responsibilities, picking up laundry, cleaning their spikes, prepping the coolers for the dugout, loading the gum and seeds and all the things. I was part-time. I was filling in for the guys who were already established. All those guys have been doing it since high school. So I would get some fill-in time if they were going out of town or whatever. But long story short, I was there 2010, 2011, and about half of 2012. So I was there before 2023. Those were the glory years of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Going all the way to the World Series, working as much as I did, organization taking care of everybody. I was presented an ALCS ring.
Sitting up there, yeah. But the picture is
Nolan. So Nolan presented everybody in the organization with their rings. So
and you look like a baby face there too.
Oh yeah.
So I was 20. I guess that would have been. I think we got those early 2011. So I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
That's crazy.
Goodness. Time flies.
Time does fly.
So,
time has flown on this episode.
Yes, it has.
And so we're going to have you back, for part 2. We'll call it Clubhouse Stories with Jordan, or Weedy.
Weedy.
I'm here for it.
Weedy Jr.
You're going to have to have you back and even to get into some of the Weedy Jr.
So I look at you. He has no idea. That was my AOL screen name.
Weedy Jr.
Weedy Jr. He has no idea what we're talking about.
AO.
chat rooms
Yeah.
at the beginning of. We don't have enough time.
All right. Well, we will have to have you back.
Yeah.
Because we also want to get into even some of your, obviously through all of your experience, you have some advice that you can give us. And so, I'll say this: what's one thing, just for the viewers at home, Riker's age, the kids that are watching, what's one thing that you could say, just from a physical training standpoint, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
Listen to your bodies. If something doesn't feel so, my whole philosophy is everything is connected, right? So if your wrist hurts and even not even as a pitcher, as a thrower, you change your arm slot to compensate. Oh, well, if I drop my arm down and I don't feel it so much here, okay, but you're using the shoulder muscles in a completely different way now. Like you're opening yourself up to problems. So be vocal when your body doesn't feel right. Taking a day, 2 days, a week, in the grand scheme of things, especially when you're 11 years old, it's not the end of the world. If you miss a tournament because you're not healthy, your draft stock's not going to plummet. Your D1 offers aren't going to plummet. Especially the whole reason we're here is faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's his plan. Just trust him. Know that he's got it laid out for you, right? So don't push through things to put yourself in a bad situation potentially. I always told my baseball guys, tell me when something little is going on. I can fix little. We can, pitcher doesn't feel right. Okay, normally you'd throw a bullpen. Let's throw it 60 feet. See how you feel. Push your start back. Whatever. I can fix little. I can't fix big. If you try and push through something, you're going to create big problems.
It's good advice.
And then, if we can transition to my verse, like,
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So let's say you do have the big one, right? So what's the big one? Baseball, it's Tommy John, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking, depending on the doctor you use, you're looking at a year to 14 months of rehab.
Yeah.
So what does that do to your mindset? How do you push through? Parker's a perfect example. Like, how do you think obviously it talked about, right, his mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, so this kind of became my verse. I wasn't the best student in college, and I got myself into some crazy academic situations. And it was like the stress of school for me. This is how this became my verse, but it translates perfectly. It's Matthew 6:34. I'm going to read it for you. Therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. When we talked about coming on, I made sure to be up on all the podcasts and listen to your dad, your papa, talk about goal setting. And goal setting's big when you have to rehab a big injury like that. So, like, I'm sure Parker had little goals. Let's be able to do this, like something small, like lifting his leg or extending his knee, something we don't even think about. But that, I'm sure there were days in him rehabbing, it's like,
I quit.
I'm done.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I think that's my biggest advice is communicate with, if you're young, and it's your parents. If you're in high school, it's your athletic trainer. We're everywhere, especially in the state of Texas. So always communicate, because we can fix little. We can take 3 or 4 days off, get that shoulder pain to go away. We can't.
Right. Yep. That's good advice. Matthew 6:34. Do not worry.
Yeah.
About tomorrow.
It's a great verse.
It's been awesome, man.
Yeah,
It's been great.
it's fun.
I learned a lot more about my uncle that I didn't even know. So,
So
this was educational for me.
full disclosure, this is completely on me. I don't know. I guess I assumed. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh no, we love you because you're married into the family, not because you're some famous.
I'm not famous.
Well, your dad is.
He is famous. He is famous.
Your dad was just he's in the Hall of Fame.
I do have a baseball card. I have 2 baseball cards actually of myself.
Well, yeah, but anybody can like print those things out. You can.
I mean, I'm like an official.
Okay.
It's on eBay for $1.30.
All right. Through the help of editing, I'm going to find that, and that's going to pop up right now. I want to see.
eBay.
You want to go buy Jordan's baseball card on eBay for $1.35. Here it is. Go buy it. All right, it's been fun. We'll do it again.
For
Riker,
sure.
let's pray us out and we'll get out of here.
Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you just for the day that you have given us. Lord, I pray that we would just embrace the day that we are going through and not worry about tomorrow. Just because we know that we are all in your hands and you just control. We have no control over our lives. Lord, I just want to thank you for all the good things you have done in our lives, Lord. And I want, if the viewer doesn't know it yet, I just want you to speak to them and let them know that they don't have to worry about tomorrow because they are loved by you and they belong with you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Love you guys. Thank you, Jordan. We'll see you on the next one.